All right. We are live out here, Memorial Park here in Plover, a regional semifinal game here today, the second day here of June 2nd to be exact. The Eagles of Almond-Bancroft, the number 9 seed coming in here to Memorial Park. Pacelli Cardinals, the number 1 seed in this regional. It's win or go home, as they say, so the winner will advance to play in the regional finals back on Wednesday. That game will be a 4:30 first pitch, and that would be the winner of the Tigerton-Rosholt game. Winner of tonight's game would advance to that game, and then, of course, the winner of that game would be in the sectionals next Tuesday. But we go one game at a time here. Brandon Berencott on the call here this afternoon. Katie Lecton, our extraordinaire production associate here, doing the production, keeping me in line as always. Katie going to be going to UW Oshkosh, in fact, in the fall, so she will be a Titan. But certainly we'll have her for some time here, the remainder of this season here, which hard to believe that it's where it's at this point. But either way, still a lot of baseball here, postseason for softball and baseball. And, of course, the state track meet is on Friday and Saturday over in La Crosse. We'll have our Auto Select pregame show here. Auto Select is Stevens Point's best choice for auto repairs, maintenance, and tires. Complete auto repair services with locations on Church Street and on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point and on Schofield Avenue in Weston. No matter your automotive needs, look to Auto Select and you're good to go. So Pacelli 21-4 overall here on the season. Again, they have the number 1 seed here in this regional. They were last in action last Tuesday night, right out here, playing host to the Wildcats of Edgar in a 4-2 victory behind both Kelton Opper and Tomas Wemora. In that game, that was a non-conference game. Certainly a very good baseball game and a good tune-up for the Cardinals. Again, 21-4 overall. They were the CW South Conference champions in the Central Wisconsin South Conference. Their first since the 2022 season. They were 11-1 in conference play, as was Pittsville. So Pacelli here, head coached by a longtime head coach Wayne Sankey, along with all of his coaching staff, the likes of John Rafflick and Sam Grivach, Joe Weinberg, Jeff Saddlemeyer. Very distinguished group of coaches here. Almond-Bancroft, on the other hand, they are head coached by Rod Terzinski, 7-10 overall. And they finished at 4-8 in the Central Wisconsin South Conference. They played last Thursday against Plainfield Tri-County, an 11-2 victory for the Eagles here of Almond-Bancroft. Again, a trip to the regional finals on the line here tonight. Win or go home, definitely. So should have a pretty good day for some baseball. I would say, I don't know the exact game time temperature, but have to think that we're in about the mid-80s or so. This game was originally slated to be played tomorrow night, but because of the forecasted weather, we will, look at that, 85 degrees, right on the head. My fact checker here, Katie Lecton, keeping me in line as always. So it's 85 here. Good day for some high school playoff regional semifinal action here. Again, Auto Select, our pregame show sponsor here. They are Stevens Point's best choice for auto repairs, maintenance, and tires. Complete auto repair services. They have locations on Church Street and on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point and on Schofield Avenue in Weston. No matter your automotive needs, look to Auto Select and you're good to go. So we're going to take a brief commercial pause here. We'll get our starting lineups here. Those are going to be brought to you tonight by Associated Bank. Where in every market they serve, Associated Bank is committed to uplifting colleagues, customers, and communities to be stronger. So we'll come back with our starting lineup here, and we'll be underway here in just a few moments. You are listening to and watching high school baseball regional semifinal action here tonight on Zaleski Sports. Back here in one moment.
When it comes to vehicle maintenance and repairs, Stevens Point knows you can always put your trust in Auto Select. Keeping up with vehicle maintenance is often an inconvenience, but with locations on Highway 10 East and Church Street in Plover, Auto Select will have you back on the road in no time. Enjoy their 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty, along with shuttle service and loaner vehicles for your convenience. Quality, dependable, automotive care experts you can trust in Stevens Point, Plover, and in Weston. At Auto Select, you're good to go.
Maida Custom Apparel, your local source for quality, custom decorated clothing and products. Discover a wide range of products from corporate casual wear to team uniforms, promotional items, sporting goods, and awards. Don't settle for less. With our in-house production, we will make your name or event stand out with custom sports jerseys, branded cooler bags, and personalized can coolers. Celebrate team success with custom awards and promotional items. At Maida Custom Apparel, we put your brand first. Explore your options today at maidacustom.com.
All right, we are back here. The coaches meeting here for the game. Our umpiring staff here, playoff umpire staff here, along with head coach Rod Terzinski, head coach Wayne Sankey, the pregame coaches meeting here. We'll get our starting lineups here in just a few moments here. We'll try to run that in sync with our public address announcer up here in the booth with us. Of course, we'll get our starting lineups from both squads. Starting lineups brought again to you by Associated Bank, where in every market they serve, Associated Bank is committed to uplifting colleagues, customers, and communities to be stronger. So this will be the third meeting here for these two teams. Of course, they met in the regular season 2 times in conference play. Chally victorious in both of those games. And we are getting the sign here that we will be underway. We'll get our starting lineups here.
Starting with the
Almond-Bancroft Eagles.
Number 7, John Curtin.
That's number John, 7, number 10, John Curtin.
Blake Williams.
10, Blake Williams.
Leading it off for the Eagles, shortstop Brody Dernbach.
Brody Dernbach will lead it off here. He'll hit first and play short, number 2. Aiden Phillips will hit second in center field.
At third base, Emmett Stiles.
Emmett Stiles over at third base, hitting third.
At first base, Ashton Shaplinsky.
Ashton Shaplinsky hitting fourth and playing over at first.
Davis Dernbach.
Left field, Davis Dernbach hitting in the 5 spot.
Behind the plate, Tucker Stiles.
Tucker Stiles will catch and hit sixth.
On the mound, Clarence Pratt.
Clarence Pratt on the hill, batting seventh.
Out in right field, Charlie Hutkowski.
Charlie Hitkowski out in right field and hitting
And at
eighth.
second base, Keegan Nye.
And Keegan Nye will hit
The
ninth
Eagles
and
come
play
out of
second
CWC
base.
South and are coached
that's
by Rod
Head
Terzinski.
coach Rod Terzinski. We'll turn it over here to the Cardinals of Pacelli.
Now for your Pacelli Cardinals. Number 9, Nate Hammerly.
Number 9, Nate Hammerly.
Number 11, Nathan Reimer.
Nathan Reimer, number 11.
Number 13, Dominic Sackman.
Number 13, Dominic Sackman.
Number 14, Gus Olszewski.
Number 14, Gus Olszewski.
Number 15, Owen Hansen.
Number 15, Owen Hansen.
Number 20, Zach Yeide.
Number 20, Zachary Yeide.
And number 21, Henry Garrettson.
And number 21, Henry Garrettson.
Now, for
Now,
your starting
our
lineup.
starting lineup
Out
now.
at shortstop, senior number 1, Malise Badoon.
Malise Badoon will lead things off and play short.
Out in center field, number 7, Jaden.
Sophomore, number 7, Jaden Garski hitting second in center field.
The pitcher, number 3,
Lucas Hammerly will hit third and pitched here tonight.
Playing second base, number 10, Tomas Umera.
Tomas Uemura will hit fourth and play second base.
At first base, number 8, Kelton Opper.
Kelton Opper will hit in the 5 spot at first base.
Guarding the dish, number 2, Eric Ranke.
Eric Rinke hitting in the 6th spot and doing the catching here today.
At third base, number 12, Sully Schober.
Hitting 7th, number 12, sophomore Sully Schober at third
Going to right
base.
field, number 5, Bryce Flaker.
Bryce Flaker in right field, he'll hit 8th.
field, number 6, Braden.
And Braden Flaker, the senior, out in left field to round out the starting lineup here for the Cardinals.
Wayne Sankey and 2025 CWC Coach of the Year. His assistants are Jeff Saddlemeyer, John Rafflick, Sam Gribach, and Joe Weinberg. Now, please rise.
Get our national anthem now.
For the playing of our national anthem. Sometimes there was a delay. One moment, technical difficulties. Why is it not coming? Put it on here.
All right, we are back here, our national anthem.
Derek Freeman and Corey Gersmel.
So we are ready for some regional semifinal here action. 4:30 right on the dial here, as they say. 85 degrees, sunny. I don't see any clouds here today. Wind is out of the south-southeast here, we'll say. Katie, perhaps she's going to double check that. Not sure exactly, but Lucas Hammerly will get the nod out on the hill here for the Cardinals. Out of the south-southwest at 7 miles per hour. The max wind gust 11 miles per hour and 30% humidity. So there's your little weather nugget here for today. So Lucas Hammerly, the senior right-hander, we've seen him certainly all season here, kind of the four-headed monster at the top of that rotation here with Kelton Opper, Lucas Hammerly, Melise Badun, and Tomas Waimura. You've certainly seen some very capable younger arms as well on this Cardinals squad. Guys like Eric Reinke and Bryce Flaker. Certainly Nate Hammerly, the junior. So Pacelli with an arsenal of pitchers in that pitching rotation here for head coach Wayne Sankey. Again, today's starting lineups brought to you by Associated Bank, where in every market they serve, Associated Bank is committed to uplifting colleagues, customers, and communities to be stronger. So Almond-Bancroft again, Brody Dernbach, followed by Aiden Phillips, Emmett Stiles, Ashton Chaplinski, Davis Dernbach, Tucker Stiles, Clarence Pratt, Charlie Hedkowski, and Keegan Nye. So that's your starting lineup here for the Eagles. Defensively, the Cardinals, again, Hammerly out on the hill, Eric Reinke behind the dish here today. Cal Napper over at first. Tomas Waimura over at second. Shortstop today, Melise Badun. Sully Schober at third. And then you've got Braden Flaker out in left field, Jaden Garski in center, and Bryce Flaker in right field. So for the most part, pretty much the same lineup that you've seen a good portion of this season here. Again, 21-4 overall are the Pacelli Cardinals here, and Leading things off here will be Brody Dernbach. Brody playing shortstop here to start things off for the Eagles. Certainly a standout basketball player we saw during the course of the basketball season. First pitch is going to miss down low, and it's 1-0 now to Dernbach. So Hammerly working from the stretch here. And his 1-0 offer misses high, and it's now 2-0 to Dernbach. Outfield at, I'd say probably regular to medium depth here. That ball misses inside, and it's quickly 3-0 now to Brody Dernbach. 3:28 down the lines here out at Memorial Park. 372 to straightaway center. That one in there for a called strike. It's 3-1 now. So the 3-1 offering, and that's going to miss. So Dernbach draws the leadoff base on ball here, given up by Hammerly. So leadoff runner aboard for the senior center fielder here in Aiden Phillips. Another one of those standouts we saw in on the hardwood is Aiden. About 6'6" or so. We've seen him a little bit at first base, and certainly have seen him out at center field as well here, the big right-hander. That one going to get a piece of Aiden's bat, and it's 0-1 now. Emmett Stiles in the on-deck area here for the Eagles. Hammerly working the 0-1 count here to Phillips. With Dernbach down at first, breaking ball. That's in there, and it's a called strike. It's 0-2 down to Phillips. O2 offering from Hammerly. That one's going to miss inside and bit high, so it's 1-2 now to Phillips. Hammerly check back on, and they're going to get the runner there, and the picked off there is Brody Dernbach. So a nice move there by Hammerly to get Dernbach on the base path. So one away and a 1-2 count coming up here to Phillips. That one misses down, and it's even at 2-2 now. Aiden, if I'm not mistaken anyways, is taking his talents. I believe he'll be playing football in the fall, if I'm not mistaken. Certainly a handful. Has the makings to be a very, very good football player in my humble opinion anyways. It's full count now here to Phillips. Hammerly sat here from the stretch. And a swing and a miss, and that's the first Serb Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout here tonight for Lucas Hammerly. Call Jamie Wenzel at Serb Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serb Pro like it never happened. So 2 down here now for third baseman and Emmett Stiles. Breaking ball is in there for a called strike, and a nice one at that. Catches it corner. It's 0-1 to Stiles. Pitch on the way from Hammerly. That one's going to miss a little bit downstairs, and it's 1-1. So Lucas breaking ball hit in the air. That is just out of the reach, just out of the fencing material down the left field foul area there over by the bullpen there, just out of the reach there of Braden Flaker as well as Melise Badoon and Sully Schober, all giving chase to that one. It's going to go to 1-2 now to Stiles. So a number of these athletes from both squads recently graduating. Ball on the ground. Schober Gloves it, throws on over to Opper for the 5-3 ground out. The third and final out here, so a 3 up, 3 down inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base here. We're through 1/2 inning of play. We'll move to the bottom half of inning number 1. You're listening to and watching high school baseball here, regional semifinal baseball action on Zaleski Sports. We're brought to you today by the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group. Bottom first coming up in just one moment.
Hi, I'm Josh Brooks, owner of Infinity Exteriors. 9 out of 10 brand new roofs can't pass a simple manufacturer warranty inspection, meaning 9 out of 10 brand new roofs have no warranty. Infinity operates on principles instilled in my Marine Corps service: honor, courage, and commitment. Infinity is meticulous craftsmanship, unbeatable quality, and always at the best price. Infinity buys more, pays less, passing those savings directly to you. We're booking new roofs, siding, and windows. Call today.
Selling your car to Dahl Auto is quick and easy. Bring your title and keys, and you'll have a check in as little as 30 minutes. Still owe money on your vehicle? No problem. We'll take care of it. Dahl Auto. Simple.
Welcome to Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant continuing education for myself and my staff, compassion, and dedication. Here at Bruce Orthodontics, we change lives one smile at a time. I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
All right, we are back. Want to give thanks to all of our game day sponsors. Culligan Water. Culligan Water specializes in all of your water softener, drinking water, and water filtration systems. You can count on Culligan to keep your water pure and healthy with unparalleled service and convenient delivery options. So Melise Badoon will lead things off here, followed by Jaden Garski and Lucas Hammerly. Clarence Pratt on the hill here for the Eagles. Pratt working from the windup here. The first pitch is in there for a called strike. Fastball, and it's 0-1 now to Badoon. And as Katie mentioned, Aiden Phillips going to UW-Eau Claire. He'll be playing football over there. What I believe to be the case, but had to validate that either way. It's 1-1 now to Badoon. Pratt's 1-1 offer, and that's going to be caught out in center field by the aforementioned Aiden Phillips. So the F8 line out for Badoon for the first out. And that'll bring up the sophomore center fielder in Jaden Garski. Garski has really cemented himself as sort of that everyday center fielder here for this Cardinals squad. And that one misses. It's 1-0 now to Garski. Of course, we have seen Jaden out on the hill at least on one occasion that I can recall. But certainly one of the mainstays out in that outfield here for the Cardinals. That one fouled back. It's 1-1. Pratt from the windup here. The pitch on the way, the 1-1, and that's a hit on the ground over to Stiles, and not going to be in time to get the speedy Garski, so Garski aboard.
The pitcher, number 3, Lucas Hammerly.
Score that as an E5, it looks like, on the scoreboard here. So it's the senior Lucas Hammerly now with 1 out. Pratt thrown back there to check on Garski at first. And Hammerly throwing the bunt down there, and a pretty nice bunt at that. And Hammerly is going to be in there with an infield bunt single. So Hammerly
Brings up the
Tomas Uemura now with one out. The senior Tomas going to Bryant and Stratton College in the fall was Tomas. He'll be playing baseball over there, and that one's going to get a piece of Uemura. So he is going to reach on the hit by pitch there.
The first baseman, number 8, Kelton Opper.
And that's going to bring up the senior first baseman here, and Kelton Opper. Of course, Kelton pitched last Tuesday night here against Edgar and pitched a what I'd call a Jim Dandy of a game. Swing and a miss here to Opper. It's 0-1. He gave way for Tomas Uemura on that one. He was able to close the door on a late rally by the Wildcats of Edgar. That 4-2 regular season finale victory. And Pratt misses high and outside, and it's 1-1. Bases loaded now with one away. Pratt's 1-1 pitch swung on and missed. Opper may have gotten a piece of it, but either way, it's 1-2. You've got Uemura down at first, Hammerly down at second, and Jaden Garski down at third. Infield in there, ball hit in the air. That's going to get out of play and go foul. Bonk. They remain 1-2. Good thing is it did not hit any vehicles or anyone, so that is always, in my opinion, a good thing. Never like to see that. It's 1-2. Pitch on the way for Pratt. That one's gonna, that might actually get a vehicle this time. That's gonna be out of play. Remains 1-2. So Pratt working with a 1-2 count here to Opper. Pitch on the way. That's a swing and a miss. And Opper down on strikes for the second out. 2 away now for the sophomore catcher, and Eric Reinke. Reinke, the another one of those guys, has cemented himself really as kind of that everyday catcher. He certainly pitched very well in his appearances here. That ball hit on the ground up the hole, and that's going to be a 2 RBI single for Reinke, and 2 runs coming across. So Eric Reinke with a 2 RBI single.
2 RBI single for Eric. Brings up the third baseman, number 12.
Garski scores the first run of the game, followed by Hammerly. Uemura down at third. So runners at the corner now and 2 outs, and Sully Schober up. Pratt working from the stretch. He'll check back on Reinke over at first. That's his first baseman over there. That is Ashton Czaplinski there at first. Pitch on the way to Schober. That one is going to be in there for a strike. They'll have a throw down, but it will not be in time as Reinke will steal second base on that. So it's 0-1 now to Schober. Sophomore Bryce Flaker, the on-deck hitter here for Pacelli. Pratt working from the stretch, dealing the 0-1. That one is going to be in there for a base hit for Schober, and that's going to score 1 for sure. Get a second run coming across. And a 2 RBI single for Sully Schober.
2 RBI single for Schober. Brings up the right fielder, number 5, Bryce Flaker.
So Schober with a 2 RBI single to plate. Uemura and Reinke on that. And sophomore right fielder Bryce Flaker now with 2 away. Shelley strikes first. That one Misses a little high, and it's going to go 1-0 to Flaker. So Pacelli with the 3 hits, 4 runs here in this bottom half of inning number 1. That one is in there. Bryce thought about it for a moment. Fastball, and it's 1-1. Pitch on the way. That one's going to miss inside, and Schober is going to get down to third on that one. And it's going to go to 2-1 now. A 2-1 offering. That is a swing and a miss by Flaker, and it's going to go to even in 2-2 now. Pratt working from the stretch, the 2-2 offering here to Flaker. Pitch is on the way, and that's a swing and a miss. And the third out here. And we are through 1 inning of work here. 4 runs come across on 3 hits. A runner left on here. We're through 1 inning in the books here. We'll move to the top half of inning number 2. Pacelli out front here, 4-0. You're listening to and watching high school regional semifinal action on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from Hoff Favor Real Estate Group. Back in 1 moment.
If you're looking for delicious, you've found it at Rock and Roll Cafe in Stevens Point. This family-oriented 50s-themed cafe is open 7 to 3 daily with a great diverse menu of American and Mexican breakfast and lunch options. Enjoy dine-in or carry-out 7 days a week and always served quickly, fresh, with a smile. For the full menu and more about this local Stevens Point gem on Stanley Street, visit rockandroll.cafe.
Is it time to replace your old gutters? Call Schwartz Seamless Gutters and protect your home with new seamless technology. No seams, no leaks. With free estimates in 2 days or less and workmanship guaranteed, our service is as seamless as our gutters.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
All right, we are back. So Ashton Chaplinski to lead things off here, top half of inning number 2. 4, 5, and 6 here coming up for the Eagles of Almond-Bancroft. Hammerly out for his second inning of work, working from the stretch here. That one misses, and it's 1-0 now to Ashton. Davis Dernbach, the on-deck hitter here for Almond-Bancroft. And a swing and a miss here to Chaplinski now, and it's 1-1. So Pacelli striking first with the 4 runs in their half of inning number 1. That ball's going to be grounded foul, and it's 1-2 now to Chaplinski. Ridgetop Exteriors, just like these players bring their best to the field, Ridgetop Exteriors brings top-tier performance to your home. Roofing, siding, windows, and doors. Ridgetop Exteriors has the winning strategy to protect your home. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com. So Hammerly fastball, that one misses just high, and it's 2-2 now to Ashton. Breaking ball, and that's in there, and a good one at that. That's another Serb Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout here today for Lucas Hammerly. You can call Jamie Wenzel at Serb Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serb Pro like it never happened, so the second Serb Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout for Lucas Hammerly, and left fielder Davis Dernbach up here hitting in the 5 spot. Hammerly misses, and it's 1-0. So Lucas doing a nice job in mixing his pitches up here for the Cardinals. Something we've seen all season long. That ball hit on the ground. Opper, he'll flip it over to Hammerly. And the 3-1 ground out here to get Davis Dernbach for the second out here. And that'll bring up the catcher in Tucker Stiles. So quickly 2 away here for Lucas Hammerly and his Cardinals defense here. That one misses, and it's 1-0 now to Tucker Stiles. That ball's going to get hit, and it's going to get out of play and go foul, and it's 1-1. Yeah, Clarence Pratt in the on-deck circle there for the Eagles, and a swing and a miss to Tucker Stiles, and it's 1-2 now. Lucas going with the off-speed pitch. That one misses high, and it's even at 2-2 now. Fastball, and they're going to say you're going to check to see if he was able to check his swing. They will say that he was able to. Did not miss by much, but it is full count now to Stiles. Pitch on the way, and that's going to miss. So base on ball here given up, and Tucker Stiles aboard with 2 outs, and that'll bring up the pitcher here in Clarence Pratt. The 2-out walk by Stiles. And it's a strike, and it's 0-1 now to Pratt. And I'll say he did go on that, so it's now 0-2 to Pratt. Clarence unable to check that swing, it looked like. So it's 0-2 now to Clarence Pratt. Hammerly dealing with an 0-2 count and a swing and a miss. And that's the 3rd strikeouts, and another Servpro Jamie Wenzel strikeout here for Lucas Hammerly. Again, you can call Jamie Wenzel at Servpro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Servpro like it never happened. So no runs, no hits, no errors, a runner left on here. We'll move to the bottom half of inning number 2. You're listening to and watching high school baseball here today. Regional semifinal action on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by Hoffaver Real Estate Group. Back in 1 moment.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauernfeind Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
At Oso Brewing, we're committed to our community and charity events. We give back locally. We're spot on with tasty food right inside our brewery. Oso pizzas and sandwiches are the best kept secrets in the area. Come and enjoy our new patio atmosphere with friends and family.
It will be something you want to tell your friends about.
Does your roof need attention? Don't replace it, restore it with Seamless Commercial Roofing. Our process is guaranteed and a fraction of the cost of replacement with no downtime. When your roof needs attention, call Seamless Commercial Roofing in Marshfield.
Doctor basically said, you're going to be in a wheelchair and walking with a walker. And I'm like, what? I'm like, That's my life. That's my life story. I looked around on the internet and I found Shai at Next Step Prosthetics. And I came in and met with him, and I felt so comfortable here, so unfearful. He said, we're gonna get you up and walking.
Call to set up a free, no obligation evaluation. Next Step Prosthetics, the fit for you.
All right, we are back. Braden Flaker will lead things off here in the bottom half of inning number 2. I want to give thanks to Cheese Pleasers. Cheese Pleasers in Bancroft is a local hidden gem filled with all the finest cheeses, snack sticks, cheese curds, and cheese trays. For Wisconsin's finest cheese, stop at Cheese Pleasers right off I-39 in Bancroft. So 9-1-2 here coming up for the Cardinals. Clarence Pratt back out for his second inning of work. And Flaker taking on that one. It's 0-1 now. The 0-1 offering here to Braden. That ball hit on the ground, and Flaker is going to be there. He is going to find his way on base. We'll see how that's going to be a tough baseball to get to either way. Back to the top of the order here in Melise Badoon. Melise 0 for 1 here today. He lined out to center field back in the first. And they're going to score that as a hit, so Flaker throw down to second. And Flaker in there with a stolen base. So Flaker down at second on that. That one's in there for a called strike to Badoon. So it's 1-1 now to Badoon. Flaker on the perfectly executed. And Badoon going to be out there. The 5-3 ground out here for the first out. And Flaker down to third on that one. He was off on the pitch, perfectly executed. The ball hit on the ground, and with Braden's speed, he was no doubter there to third. So one away now with Jaden Garski up. He scored a run, reached on an E5 back in the first. So the 1-0 pitch here to Garski. That one going to be hit in the hole and unable to make the play there. And Flaker's going to score the 5th run here for the Cardinals. And we'll see how they score that. So that'll bring up Lucas Hammerly, who is 1 for 1 here today, singled and scored a run back in the first. Pratt checking back on Garski there at first. Single. So Garski credited with the base hit there, so it's 0-1 to Hammerly. Pratt checking for his signs, and he's set. The pitch on the way. That ball hit out of play and going to go foul here to Lucas Hammerly. So it's 0-2 now. Pratt working with an 0-2 count. Hammerly. Garski on the move. There will be a throw down to second, and it's not going to be in time for Jaden Garski, who slides in head first with a stolen base. It's going to go 1-2 now to Lucas. Tomas Uemura over in the on-deck area here for Pacelli. Pratt's pitch misses, and it's 2-2 now to Hammerly. Two-two pitch on the way from Pratt. Ball hit in the air, and play will be made in shallow left field, and Garski able to retreat back in there safely. So the F7, the fly out to left for the second out.
Second baseman, number 10, Tomas Uemura.
And that'll bring up Tomas Uemura here hitting with 2 outs. Tomas was hit by a pitch on his first plate appearance, scored a run back in the first. That one's going to miss outside. It's 1-0 now to Uemura. So as we mentioned in our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show earlier, Tomas also pitched last Tuesday in that non-conference 4-2 victory for the Cardinals. That one is in there for called strike, and it's 1-1 now to Tomas. Was able to come in and get the save in that one. Pitch on the way. That ball hit in the air. That's going to get out of play and foul. And it's going to go to 1-2 now to Uemura. The ball able to stay out of harm's way. Good to see. 1-2 to Uemura. 2 away with Garski down at second. 1-2 pitch here to Uemura. That one is going to hit Uemura, so Tomas now has worn 2 pitches here today.
First baseman, number 8, Kelton Opper.
And that'll bring up the first baseman here, senior left-hander Kelton Opper, who is 0 for 1 here today. We'll stay right here. Whitetail Properties Real Estate is your premier hunting land, farmland, and recreational land broker. If you're looking to buy or sell, Central Wisconsin agents are Brian and Evan Roosh at whitetailproperties.com. Today's game also brought to you by Express Employment. Express Employment Professionals has relationships with all of the local businesses and job openings. Call or stop in at Express Employment to find the right career path for you. So Tucker Stiles out to have a word with his his right-hander, I should say. That one's going to miss outside, and it's 1-0 now to Opper. And that one's going to miss, and it's going to go to 2-0 now to Opper. And Kelton 0 for 1 here today. That one's going to be hit foul, and it's going to go now to 2-1 to Kelton. Pratt looking for his signs here from his catcher. He has set the pitch, is on the way, and that's hit on the ground up the middle. And that'll be a base hit. And Garski being waved around. He will score, so an RBI single for Kelton Opper.
RBI single for Kelton brings up the catcher, number 2, Eric Ranke.
So Garski scores on that run. Uemura gets down to second, and you've got Opper at first with Eric Ranke, who is one for 1 here today. 2 RBI, single back in the first, stole a base and scored a run to Derek. Couple base runners on, couple outs here. And number 2 here at the plate. Uemura on the move here, but that one's going to be fouled back, and he will jog back to second. And it's 0-1 now to Reinke. Pacelli with the 6-0 lead here in this one. Pratt checking back, nobody there, and shouldn't say nobody was there. It was just out of the area there of Brody Dernbach there. And so meanwhile, Wimota's going to get down to third on that. So you've got runners at the corner. With an 0-1 count here to Eric Reinke. Pratt's pitch on the way, and that one just missed. Did not miss by much, admittedly. And it's 1-1 now to Reinke. Pratt set from the stretch here. The pitch on the way. That's a swing and a miss. And it's going to go to 1-2 now to Reinke. And Hopper on the move, and that one is in there for a called strike, and Reinke down on strikes for the third and final out here, but Pacelli tacks on 2 more here. 2 innings in the books. We'll move to the 3rd inning of play. You're listening to and watching high school baseball here today on Zaleski Sports. Brought to you by the Hoff-Favor Real Estate Group. Back in 1 moment.
Shuda Funeral Home in Stevens Point and Plover is your local, family-owned and operated funeral home providing families with compassionate, individualized, and affordable services when you need it most. The loss of a loved one is a difficult fact of life that Shuda Funeral Home will ensure you won't have to face alone. Shuda Funeral Home will guide you through the process from in-person visitations to creating obituaries and tributes. Pre-planning can also be a great way to ease these topics for your family. Learn more at shudafuneral.com or bring your questions and stop in.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and the Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
Hey! You're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
All right, we are back. One of our many game day sponsors today being Ski's Meat Market. Ski's Meat Market is your locally owned premier meat market filled with more than 30 flavors of brats along with chicken, steaks, beef, deli meats, local and seasonal favorites, and so much more. It's all at Ski's Meat Market on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point. So 8-9-1 here coming up for the Eagles of Almond-Bancroft. Charlie Hitkowski followed by Keegan Nye and Brody Dernbach. Charlie's first at-bat here this afternoon. There looks to be some action in the Almond-Bancroft bullpen. Ball hit in the air. Badoon calling for it at short, and he'll make the play. So the first out there, so Melise Badoon, the F6 to retire Hitkowski for out number 1. And that'll bring up the second baseman here in number 9, Keegan Nye. And it looks to be Emmett Stiles, the right-hander, getting loose out in the Almond-Bancroft bullpen here. Hammerly's pitch on the way, hit on the ground over to Badoon. Badoon makes the play there, so the 6-3 ground out for the second out here. That's Badoon to Hopper for out number 2. Back to the top of the order, and Brody Dernbach. Brody walked in his first plate appearance here today for the Cardinals. I beg your pardon, for the Eagles. I think it might have. Keeping me honest here. So it's 1-0 now to Dernbach. The 1-0 pitch here from Hammerly. That one's fastball and a swing and a miss to Dernbach. It's 1-1. Aiden Phillips, the on-deck hitter here for the Eagles. Hammerly's pitch, that one's going to miss upstairs, and it's 2-1 now. Today's game brought to you in part by Blinds and Designs by Kelly, Premier Auto Body, Dahl Automotive, Stevens Point Brewery, Lee Ayers Jewelers, Point Heating and Cooling, and Portesi Pizza. And a swing and a miss, and it's 2-2 now to Dernbach. Hammerly working out of the stretch. The pitch, and that one is a called strike and the third and final out here. So another Serb Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout for Lucas Hammerly. We are through 2.5 innings complete here. We'll move to the bottom half of inning number 3. You're listening to and watching high school baseball here today on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group. Back in one moment.
After a couple years of this, it's time for more money, more opportunity. That's where Mid-State Technical College comes in. Got a passion for helping people? Maybe you like cars. Are you into science? Are you good with computers? No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options. Stop getting by and level up today.
In every department at Dahl Auto, you'll find people who've been in the industry for decades. Sales staff with a deep knowledge, not just of cars, but how to build relationships. A service team who always double checks each other's work. Dozens of people you may never meet who've been working for years to make buying and servicing a car feel fast and easy. In over 100 years at Dahl Auto, we've learned to value experience. After working with our team, you'll value our experience too. Dahl Auto, simple.
All right, we are back here for the bottom of the third here. One of our many game day sponsors, that's Nicolay. Nicolay Bank offers personal banking at its best. Locations in Stevens Point, Wausau, Colby, Medford, Edgar, and Merrill. Or learn more at nicolaybank.com. 7-8-9 here coming up for the Cardinals. Sully Schober 1-for-1 here today. Had that 2 RBI single back in the first. And the Clarence Pratt pitch is fouled back by Schober, and it's 0-1. So Schober had that, as we mentioned, that 2 RBI single back in the first that plated both Reinke and Waymota. And it's quickly 0-2 now to Sully. Bottom half of inning number 3 here. Pitch on the way, and that one is a called third strike and the first out here. So Schober down on strikes. And that's the 4th strikeout here today for Clarence Pratt. And that'll bring up Bryce Flaker, 0-for-1 here today. That ball hit in the air down the left field line. That one is going to be playable just in foul territory. So the F7 to retire Bryce Flaker for the second out, and that'll bring up Braden Flaker, who is 1-for-1 here today. Singled, stole a base, and scored a run back in the second. And Pratt in there for a called strike. It's 0-1 now to Braden. Pratt dealing with the 0-1 pitch on the way. That one's going to miss, and it's going to get by his catcher there. So it's going to go to 1-1 now to Flaker. Melise Badoon, the on-deck hitter here for the Cardinals. Should Braden reach here. And that one's going to miss, and it's going to go to 2-1 now to Braden. The 2-1 pitch from Pratt. That one misses high and inside, and it's 3-1 hitters count now coming up to Braden Flaker. So Pacelli, the 6 runs on the 6 hits here this one. And that ball's going to be belted out of play and foul. So it's full count coming up now to Braden Flaker. Pratt set from the stretch, the pitch. That one hit on the ground. Nye over there to make the play, and he will get Flaker by an eyelash here. Braden hustling down the line. That is a testament to his speed here. So a 3-up, 3-down inning here. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on here. We'll move to the 4th inning of play here. Pacelli out front 6-0. You're listening to and watching high school baseball here today on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by Hoff, Favor Real Estate Group. 4th inning coming up in just one moment.
Are you tired of being a boring old tree, bird, or mythical war hero? Find the right job for you at Express Employment. Stop today and discuss positions that fit your abilities and qualifications, leading you to the perfect job. Always local, always strategically selected to match your skill set with local employers. There's a perfect job out there. Let Express Employment professionals help you find it. In Wausau, Stevens Point, Medford, and Marshfield. Find jobs and apply online at expresspros.com.
Hello, Wisconsin. Phelps Dairy Store in Stevens Point is your spot for family fun. Wisconsin style at the farm. Come have an ice cream or some of their daily made fresh cheese curds while observing the robotic barn milking the cows. Ask for a tour of the farm or let the kids see the cows up close. Various Wisconsin-made dairy and beef products, seasonal decor, and outdoor activities are just the start of the family fun that awaits you at the Phelps Dairy Store, just a half mile from Walmart in Stevens Point. Phelps Dairy Store, food, family, and fun.
All right, we are back here. 4th inning coming up here. 2, 3, and 4 coming up here for the Eagles. That's Phillips, Emmett Stiles, and Ashton Chaplinsky. Want to give thanks to all of our game day sponsors. Mutual of Wausau Insurance, protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. Visit mutualofwausau.com. Find an agent near you. Hammerly in there for a called strike. It's 0-1 to Phillips. Aiden is 0 for 1 here today. That ball's going to be hit out of play and get foul, and it's quickly 0-2 now to Aiden Phillips. So Lucas pitching very, very well into the 4th inning here for the Cardinals. Breaking ball just misses, and it's 1-2 now to Phillips. The 1-2 pitch here to Phillips. That one hit out to Flaker out and right, and Phillips will be retired there for the first out here. So the F9 fly out to right field. Bryce Flaker for out number 1. And that'll bring up the third baseman here in Emmett Stiles, who is 0 for 1 here today, grounded to third back in the first. The 5-3 ground out. And that one in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1 now to Emmett Stiles. Emmett, the one that we saw getting loose out in the Almond-Bancroft bullpen. That ball fouled back, and it's 0-2 now to Emmett Stiles. Hammerly working from the stretch. The 0-2 offering here to Stiles. And he's going to miss upstairs, and it's 1-2 now to Emmett. And that one, fastball, is going to miss high, and it's even 2-2 now to Emmett. Pitch on the way. And that one's going to miss high, so it's now full count to Emmett Stiles. He's down 0-2, has battled back to full now. Jamie Wenzel at Serpro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serpro like it never happened. 2 away now for Ashton Chaplinski, 0 for 1 here today. And that one misses high, and it's 1-0. So Hammerly with the 5 Serpro Jamie Wenzel strikeouts. That one's going to be hit out of play and foul. Count goes to 1-1. Pitch on the way, and that one misses, and it's 2-1 now to Ashton. And a swing and a miss, and it's 2-2 now to Chaplinski. The 2-2 offering here from Lucas Hammerly. Chaplinski getting a piece of that one, staying alive here, remains 2-2 to Ashton. And that one in there for a called strike, and another Serpro Jamie Wenzel strikeout here today. Can call Jamie Wenzel at Serpro for the #1 choice and cleanup and restoration. Serpro like it never happened. So we'll move to the bottom half of inning number 4. You're listening to and watching high school baseball here today on Zaleski Sports. Brought to you in part from the Hofffavor Real Estate Group. Back in one moment.
Ski's Meat Market is your locally owned premier meat market filled with so many delicious favorites featuring hundreds of varieties of bratwurst, chicken, pork, steak, and so much more. No matter what you're looking for, everything you'll find at Ski's Meat Market is always fresh with so many local gems including pizzas, salsas, deli meats, and a variety of homemade dips, pasta salads, veggies, loaded baked potatoes, and drinks. Ski's is a one-stop shop for all your culinary needs. They're always adding new flavors and specialty products. Ski's Meat Market on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point. Their quality is worth the stop.
And the most important of those things is to have the ability to do things and treat patients in such a way that you're that you're able to do things in such a way that you're controlling the decisions that are made, and you have that ability to change things when you feel like they're not the best things for you or for your patients, and that's really important.
All right, we are back. 1, 2, and 3 here coming up here for Pacelli and Badoon. Garski and Hammerly Melise 0 for 2 here today. Grounded to third back in the second. Emmett Stiles, a new pitcher here for the Eagles. Ball hit out into right field, and the play will be made there. And Badoon, the F9. So Badoon flies to right field. That, I believe, was Charlie Hudkowski to make the play there. So Emmett Stiles on the hill, and Clarence Pratt goes to third now. And Jaden Garski now is singled and scored a run. He's scored a couple of runs today, has Jaden. It's 1-0 to Garski. And a swing and a miss now. It's 1-1 to Garski. Stiles, the right-hander, working from the stretch here for the Eagles. The pitch on the way, and that's a fastball, and that one misses, and it's 2-1 now to Jaden. That ball going to be lifted out of play by Garski and going foul. Stevens Point Orthopedics is proud to provide complimentary sports physicals to Central Wisconsin athletes this summer. Call 715-344-0701 to schedule your appointment. That's 715-344-0701, and that's Stevens Point Orthopedics. So it's full count now to Garski, as that one just misses. And that one just misses down low, and Garski going to draw the base on ball.
Brings up number 3, Lucas Hammerly.
So that'll bring up Lucas Hammerly. Lucas 1 for 2 here this afternoon. Singled, scored a run back in the first. Flew out to left field back in the second. And that one in there for a called strike to Hammerly. It's 0-1. Garski for a moment there thought maybe the run was on, but he gets back into first. Stiles checking back on him. Bottom half of inning number 4 here. Pacelli, 6 runs on the 6 base hits here today. Stiles working from the stretch. The pitch, that one is in there for a called strike, and it's 0-2 now to Lucas Hammerly. Stiles misses outside, and it's 1-2 to Lucas. Garski with the lead over there at first. That ball hit over to Stiles. He's going to throw down to second, and they will get the force at 2.
Second baseman, number 10, Tomas Umera.
So the fielder's choice there, the 6'4", I believe that was. So 2 away now, and Tomas Uemura, who has been hit by a pitch twice here in both plate appearances. Uemura out front. The change up there from Stiles, it's 0-1. So Tomas, a couple hit by pitch and a run scored here this afternoon. 0-1 with Hammerly down at first. Tomas just out front of that changeup. I know we've mentioned it throughout the course of a number of the games we've done here. Tomas with a very lightning fast bat. Certainly a pull hitter, no doubt. And that ball going to be down in there for a base hit for Uemura. And Hammerly going to charge into third, and he is going to be out at third base. So Hammerly out at third. Uemura comes away, though, with that base hit.
In the bottom half, the Cardinals get no runs.
So no runs, 1 hit.
No Eagle errors.
And we are through 4 innings complete. Pacelli out front here, 6er. We move to the 5th inning of play. You are listening to and watching high school baseball here today on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hoff-Favor Real Estate Group. 5th inning coming up in just 1 moment.
The auto service specialist at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service can change your oil, fix your brakes, align your vehicle, make that check engine light go away, and more. Great service from great people at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Find your location at SherrillTire.com.
Rich, creamy, and fun. Point Craft Soda. Caffeine free, made with 100% real sugar. From Stevens Point Brewery.
When it comes to vehicle maintenance and repairs, Stevens Point knows you can always put your trust in AutoSelect. Keeping up with vehicle maintenance is often an inconvenience, but with locations on Highway 10 East and Church Street in Plover, AutoSelect will have you back on the road in no time. Enjoy their 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty, along with shuttle service and loaner vehicles for your convenience. Quality, dependable, automotive care experts you can trust. in Stevens Point, Plover, and in Weston. At Auto Select, you're good to go.
All right, we are back. Fifth inning coming up here. Lucas Hammerly back out for his fifth inning of work. Want to give thanks to Feltz Dairy. The culture of Wisconsin is forever tied to life on the farm. Bring the family for a visit to Feltz's Dairy Store in Stevens Point. Cheeses, dairy products, local meats, seasonal decor, and so much more. Feltz's Dairy Store, food, family, and fun.
The left fielder, number 19, Davis.
So 5, 6, and 7 coming up here for the Eagles with Davis Dernbach, Tucker Stiles, and Clarence Pratt. Davis Dernbach 0 for 1 here today. Grounded over to first, the 3-1 ground out. The oppered back to Hammerly. In his first at-bat back in the second inning. He swings and misses. It's 0-1 now. So Hammerly working from the stretch here. Top half inning number 5 here, and that one is in there. It's called strike. It's 0-2 now to Dernbach. And that one is in there for a called strike, and another Serb Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout here today for Lucas Hammerly. You can call Jamie Wenzel at Serb Pro for the number 1 choice and cleanup and restoration Serb Pro like it never happened. And that'll bring up the catcher here in Tucker Stiles. Tucker walked in his first plate appearance back in the second. So Hammerly now with the 7 Serb Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeouts by my math anyways. Seven strikeouts, the 2 base on balls yielded here from Lucas Hammerly. Pitch here to Stiles, and that one misses down low, and it's 1-0 now to Tucker. Clarence Pratt, the on-deck hitter here for the Eagles. Hammerly dealing here the pitch. That one misses down, and it's 2-0 now to Tucker. So as we've mentioned throughout the course of the broadcast, certainly in our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show, the winner of this one will play again in the regional finals game. That would be a Wednesday game. All things considered, it's 3-0 now to Stiles. And that one in there for a called strike, and it goes to 3-1 now to Tucker. Three-one hitters count here. Hammerly to Stiles, and that one misses down low. And Tucker Stiles with his second base on ball here today.
The third baseman, number 3, Clarence Pratt.
And that'll bring up the third baseman here, and Clarence Pratt will get a courtesy runner here for Tucker Stiles.
Courtesy running, John Curtin.
John Curtin, the courtesy runner there. Number 7. Hammerly's pitch misses down low. Good stop there by Ranke. That one misses down low. Lucas looking maybe for a new baseball, perhaps. So the 2-0 pitch here. That one in there for a called strike. It's 2-1 now to Pratt. That one misses high, and it's hitters count 3-1 now to Pratt. John Curtin, the courtesy runner, down at first. Pitch on the way. That one misses high, and it's going to be a base on ball given up to Pratt here. So one out with 2 runners on here.
That brings up the right fielder, number 20, Charlie Hutkowski.
And that'll bring up Charlie Hutkowski here. So a couple base runners on here for the Eagles here. Rinke to say a few words here to his senior right-hander. Want to give thanks to all of our game day sponsors, one of them being Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. For all of your tire and auto service needs, look to Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Great deals on tires that fit your needs is a sure thing to get back on the road. That's Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. All hit out of play and foul. So it's 0-1 to Hutkowski. Tucker Stiles at second, or beg your pardon, John Curtin at second. Pitch will get away. There'll be a throw down to third, and Curtin will be tagged out at third. Pratt gets down to second. You got a 1-1 count now to Hutkowski. And the bender in there, it's 1-2 now. Good pitch there by Hammerly. Pitch on the way. That one is a swing and a miss. And another Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout here for Lucas Hammerly. Can call Jamie Wenzel at Serve Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. We'll move to the bottom half of inning number 5. You're listening to and watching high school baseball here today on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group. Bottom 5 coming up in just one moment.
Maida Custom Apparel, your local source for quality, custom decorated clothing and products. Discover a wide range of products from corporate casual wear to team uniforms, promotional items, sporting goods, and awards. Don't settle for less. With our in-house production, we will make your name or event stand out with custom sports jerseys, branded cooler bags, and personalized can coolers. Celebrate team success with custom awards and promotional items. At Maida Custom Apparel, we put your brand first. Explore your options today at maidacustom.com.
Hi, I'm Josh Marks, owner of Infinity Exteriors. 9 out of 10 brand new roofs can't pass a simple manufacturer warranty inspection, meaning 9 out of 10 brand new roofs have no warranty. Infinity operates on principles instilled in my Marine Corps service: honor, courage, and commitment. Infinity is meticulous craftsmanship, unbeatable quality, and always at the best price. Infinity buys more, pays less, passing those savings directly to you. We're booking new roofs, siding, and windows. Call today.
All right, we are back. Bottom 5 coming up here. You've got 5, 6, and 7 up coming up here for the Cardinals with Kel Knopper, Eric Rinke, and Sully Schober. Emmett Stiles back out on the hill for his second inning of relief here for the Eagles. Kelton 1 for 2 here today. He singled back in the second. That one's going to miss, and it's going to go to 1-0 now to Hopper. And a fastball right down the middle, and it's 1-1 now to Hopper. So Pacelli here with the 6 runs on the 7 hits. That one's going to miss outside, and it's 2-1 now to Kelton. So the pitch here to Hopper, that one in there for a called strike, and it's 2-2 now. So Stiles the off speed now, the 2-2 offering here. That one's going to miss down low, and it's going to go full now to Kelton. Eric Reinke over in the on-deck circle here for the Cardinals. Stiles works from the stretch, the pitch. Ball hit on the ground over to Nye at second. And unable to make the play there, and Hopper's going to reach on the air there. So the E4 to... And that'll bring up Eric Reinke. Eric is 1 for 2 here today. Had a 2 RBI single, run scored, and stolen base back in the first. Stiles in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. Reinke's pitch hit on the ground over to short. And just out of the reach there, Dernbach. Nice effort, though, to try to snag that one. But that'll be the second hit here today for Eric Reinke.
Second hit for Reinke brings up the third baseman, number 12, Sully Schober.
And that'll bring up the third baseman here today, and Sully Schober. He is 1 for 2 here today. Had the 2 RBI single back in the first. Looks like we're going to get a courtesy runner there at second. That's number 21, Henry Garrettson, courtesy running down at second. The pitch from Stiles, that's a fastball. That's going to miss down low. Runners will stay put there. It's 1-0 to Sully. Garrettson able to get back into second safely there. Stiles dealing pitch on the way. That's going to be hit out in right center field. And a base hit and an RBI as well. So the second hit here today for Sully Schober. And another RBI. So 3 RBIs today for Schober.
Brings up the right fielder, number 5, Bryce Flaker.
That ball is going to get out of play and foul. So it's 0-1 now to Bryce. So as you mentioned, Bryce here, he is 0 for 2 this afternoon. Flew out to left in his last at-bat. That one misses, and it's 1-1 now to Bryce. So Sully Schober with that RBI, 2 for 3. 3 RBIs for Sully. Reinke down at third, Schober at first, still nobody out here. Stiles working from the stretch. The off-speed pitch misses high, and it's 2-1 now to Flaker. Stiles checking back on Schober at first. Pacelli with the 4 runs in the first, 2 runs in the second, and the 1 run here in this 5th inning of play. That one's going to miss, and Schober's going to get down to second on that one. And it's a 3-1 hitters count now to sophomore Bryce Flaker. Pitch on the way, and that one will miss, so Flaker draws the base on ball. And that loads things up here now for the left fielder, Braden Flaker. Braden 1 for 2 here today. Coach Terzinski and the rest of the Eagles staff here to say a few words. We'll keep it right here. If there is a change of pitchers, which it does not look like necessarily that would be the case at this point, then we would take a brief pause here. I want to give thanks to all of our game day sponsors, one of them being Next Step Prosthetics, providing prosthetic and orthotics throughout central Wisconsin. Take your next step and contact them today. That is Next Step Prosthetics. So bases loaded, nobody out here. And Braden Flaker, who has that uncanny knack of being able to find his way on base in basically whatever capacity one can get on first base, he has found the capacity to do that. Whether it's bunting his way on infield singles, he's had certainly some nice base hitting as well. Here has Flaker, the senior, certainly has that speed as well. And I know we talked about it. He was our Zaleski Sports Highlight House player just about a week or so ago in that Edgar game. Kind of like that second leadoff hitter is Braden Flaker. Pitch on the way from Stiles. That one is in there, and it's 0-1. So the throw back down, and Schober able to retreat back into second there. We are in the bottom half of inning number 5 here. Stiles dealing here the pitch, and that one's hit on the ground over to second. Coming home with it, and not able to get the out at home there. So Reinke will score the run there.
The shortstop, Melise Badoon.
Back to the top of the order here in Melise Badoon. Melise 0 for 3 here today. He flew out to right field, grounded to third, and flew out to center here today in his 3 prior at-bats. Dahl Automotive in Stevens Point has over 1,300 vehicles, but they want more, so they'll offer an extra $500 over book value for your trade-in vehicle. Shop DahlAuto.com for the best selection in the area, or stop in to see them at Dahl Honda, just off Stanley Street, or at Dahl Chrysler and Highway 10 East in Stevens Point. Ball hit on the ground to third, and they will get the one out. And Flaker flying around to score there. And that will be the ball game here by way of the 10-run rule here. So Pacelli with the 10-0 victory here today over the Eagles of Almond-Bancroft. We'll hopefully get a few words from either coach. One of the coaches here, a Zaleski Sports Highlight House player today, which I have to believe would be Lucas Hammerly, who throws the no-hitter in the win here today. We'll have our Nasonville Dairy post-game show coming up next. Nasonville Dairy, cheese curds made daily. Cheese curds, Nasonville Dairy, Marshfield Curtis, or NasonvilleDairy.com. Once again, a final out here, 10-0 Pacelli. They will advance and play on Wednesday here in the regional final game, either Tigerton or Rosholt. And by the looks of it, it looks like Tigerton out front here 4-1, though that game's still in progress. So we'll take a brief commercial pause, hopefully get a few words up here in the booth, and our Zaleski Sports Highlight House player with the Nasonville Dairy postgame show coming up here in just one moment on Zaleski Sports.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fury, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflatiri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fury, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflatiri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
All right, Katie Leckton giving me the thumbs up here. We're back here. Coach Joey Weinberg, one of the 5 coaches on the Pacelli staff doing our Zaleski Sports post-game show. First of all, Coach, congratulations. We're playoff time. We kind of said this throughout the course of the broadcast. Win or go home. You guys are, you come out of here a convincing 10-0 victory. Talk about a game like today.
You know, it's one of those things that the guys stayed focused, executed the game plan. Hammerly pitched a heck of a game and got enough hits. So just got to lock in and take it one day at a time.
And you guys did that. You know, you had the timely hitting. You had the good base running. You know, you had guys that were, you know, a couple hits for Sully Schober today. Just guys seeing the baseball really well. You know, you guys are back in action Wednesday, right back out here. You'll face either Tigerton or Rosholt. What can we look forward to here as we get into the next game? Certainly, again, it's win or go home, but
yeah, a lot of fun baseball to be played. So as long as they keep hitting and execute on defense, a lot of guys playing well right now. So just try to keep it going on Wednesday.
Keep her going Wednesday. Well, Coach, anything more before we turn it over to our Zaleski Sports Highlight House player here today?
Hammer pitched a heck of a game. We'll turn it over to him.
He did. Be good to the people. We'll give you the fist bump. That's Coach Sankey's favorite saying, be good to the people here, one of many. But either way, senior right-hander, first of all, Lucas, congratulations. I know you had your graduation party yesterday. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the cookies, the Notre Dame cookies that you guys had. But you came out here, you pitched, you were dealing, you pitched a no-hitter. the abbreviated game, certainly the 10-run game, but talk about a game like this, because every game is important at this point. It's win or go home. You have to keep playing hard. You did that. Talk about a performance like that.
Yeah, I mean, I got to give it to my defense. They were flawless out there. They made all the plays, and when I was struggling with my command, they would pick me up and make even more plays, so I can give it to them. And then also our hitting. I mean, we were hitting with people on. Everyone was hitting. From the board, it says we had 9 hits, so some were there. So our hitting was good, and that all helped.
It does, Lucas, and I know you're one of many seniors. We kind of talked about it. You have a very great rotation, guys like you and Kelton Opper, Melise Badoon, Tomas Mora, your brother Nate as well, and then certainly others. But you guys have a really dynamic pitching staff. What do we look forward to here? Because, again, we're back out here Wednesday, and then, it's one game at a time. What can we look forward to here on Wednesday?
Just got to keep throwing strikes. We got Kelton coming up, so he'll do well. And then we got to keep hitting. We got to keep hitting when people are on. Get on for the next guy. That's always good. It helps out the pitcher, and it'll help out on Wednesday.
Excellent. Well, Lucas, anything more before we get you into the Zaleski Sports Highlight House here today?
Just got to keep working hard. Take it one day at a time. That's all I got.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to count you down. We'll look into the camera here. I'll go 3, 2, 1. You know the drill. I know that for sure. So we'll go 3, 2, 1.
I'm Lucas Hammerly, and I'm in the house.
Lucas, we got to give you the fist bump. Nice job today, Lucas. He pitches a no-hitter for Lucas, the no-no, in the very convincing 10-0 victory here against CW South Conference rival Almond-Bancroft here, the Eagles. As Lucas said, though, I mean, it was really, his defense really played well. I think he had 8 Serb-Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeouts here today as well. It doesn't get any easier, certainly. We're kind of watching this other game in progress, Tigerton, Rosholt. Pacelli will host one of those 2 teams back on Wednesday right out here at Memorial Park. That'll be a 4:30 start, the regional final game here. So a lot on the line here. Pacelli, as you heard from Coach Weinberg, a lot of good different things that this team can do. You've seen the pitching really from the top to the bottom of this pitching staff here, and guys getting on base. You see guys like Braden Flaker, the number 9 hitter, who I've said it throughout the course of the year is really that second leadoff hitter, able to find his way on base. And it's those types of things that really have been the difference really all season long for this Cardinals squad. But again, they improve here. They keep playing. 22-4, I guess, technically. 21-4 in the regular season. They win today again, 10-0. Brandon Baroncott on the call. Katie Lecton doing a great job, as always, on our production staff here. Again, a final at Memorial Park here in Plover. Stevens Point, Pacelli 10. The Eagles of Almond-Bancroft 0. Pacelli will advance. Again, regional final action on Wednesday. Zaleski Sports will have that. Have yourselves a very good rest of your Monday night, everyone, from Zaleski Sports.